Good morning. You can turn it. I turned it totally yeah.
Good morning, early birds. We're glad you're here today.
Yay!
We're so lucky today to have Karen Lynn with us for the service.
I'm happy to be here. Thank you.
Yeah, we're going to start things off by affirming that we have unshakable faith. Anchored in the solid rock of truth, I have unshakable faith. Unshakable faith, I have unshakable faith. Unshakable faith. My faith is stronger than my fear. I have unshakable faith. Unshakable faith. I have unshakable faith. Unshakable faith. Though small as a mustard seed, my faith can move mountains. Believe in possibility. Who's beyond what I can see. Anchored in the solid rock of truth, I have unshakable faith. Unshakable faith. I have unshakable faith. Unshakable faith. My faith is stronger than my fear. Yeah, I have unshakable faith. Unshakable faith. I have unshakable faith. Unshakable faith. I stand on what I know. I stand on what I know. I lean on what I know. I lean on what I know. I rest in what I know. I rest in what that my life is in God's hands. Anchored in the solid rock of truth. Say it with me. I have unshakable faith. Unshakable faith. I have unshakable faith. Unshakable faith. My faith is stronger than my fear. Yes, it is. I have unshakable faith. Unshakable faith. I have unshakable faith. Unshakable faith. I'm talking about unshakable faith. Unshakable faith. Yeah, 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 yeah. Unshakable faith. Thank you and good morning. Welcome to Unity of Bon Air on a beautiful Sunday morning. If your cell phone is on, you might want to silence it a little bit, and then we'll stand together and affirm what we know to be true. God is good, and all is well.
10 a.m. service, people. All right.
What a wonderful morning, beyond compare. I feel God's loving presence everywhere. I am filled
welcome home, Frank and Curtis. Curtis is here from North Carolina, so it's a long trip for him as well. So welcome to Unity of Bon Air, where we live and express unconditional love and grow together in peace and prosperity. My name is Reverend Patty, and I am the lucky one that gets to be the minister in this place. Whether this is your first time or your 100th time joining us, either in person or online, we are grateful for your presence and participation as we share this special time together. We've come together as part of love's calling and divine purpose that invites each of us to celebrate the connections we all share with that holy presence within and all around us that we call God. In this spirit of community, we enfold in light and love all spiritual and religious gatherings and all people everywhere. So we especially welcome any of you who are here for the first time. And if you're in the room, would you please raise your hand, and our usher will bring you a welcome packet, and we invite you to join us for fellowship. And there's a name tag, paperclip to that. If you want to put that on, then when you go to fellowship, we'll know what to call you. And if you're with us online, please go to our website, unitybonair.org, to find out all the activities that are happening here. Okay, time for the joke. So there was a young man who felt this inner calling to draw closer to God. So he looked around and found a monastery. And the monastery typically have quite a few rules. So one of the rules there was it's a vow of silence, and you only get to say 2 words every 10 years. So his first 10 years goes by, and the head abbot calls him into his office, and the man goes, "Bed hard." Another 10 years goes by, he's back in the abbot's office, and his 2 words are, "Food cold." So then his third time around comes, and he goes, "I quit." And the abbot goes, "Well, I think that's probably a good idea, because all you've done since you got here is complain." All right, so let's take a nice breath in. Just allow our minds to settle down and move into our heart space. Another deep breath. I breathe in love. I breathe out peace. Just allow ourselves the joy of feeling the peace that is the truth of our being, of feeling the love from which our existence comes. So with intention, we just open our heart more. Let the love that it is in there spread out into this room and into our world. We allow ourselves to feel the love of all these other Christed beings in the room. And into this mix, we bring all those whose names are in our prayer box, our beloved members who are continuing to heal. Bev left Johnson Willis Rehab on Friday and is now at her daughter's house. We are so grateful for that. Carrie continues to be at home and is got a game plan going. We hold our guys out in Powhatan, what's their name? Dottie and Manny. And any others who are allowing Spirit to be moving in every cell of their body and causing wholeness and energy and the life of Christ just to continue to blossom. If we have anybody within our own personal sphere that we would like to bring into this love, into this light, we can say their names now, either silently or aloud. We just continue to expand our circle with political leaders, both here in the United States and around the world, that they might recognize these opportunities they have to reach out and touch lives and empower people. We bring into this fold all the children of the world, these incredible little lights and gifts that show us the meaning of being in joy and in the present moment. We bless them and see them being raised in communities and environments where all that is happening is their ability to thrive and to grow and to become all they are called to be. Take another breath and bring to mind the wonder of being alive today, things for which we are grateful. And so let's just take a moment, allow our vibration to raise with gratitude and appreciation. And we close with our usual mantra, saying, I am grateful 3 times together. Please join me. I am grateful. I am grateful. I am grateful. Now is our statement of truth up here? Yes. There is only one presence and one power active in the universe and in my life. God, the omnipotent good. Now I'm going to invite Mary Curley. This is our second Sunday, so we have a Love in Action Spotlight.
I like that spotlight. Well, I want to talk about Love in Action in general this morning. Love in Action, or as we've also called it, Sacred Service, is our volunteer program. And what does it mean to be love in action? I would suggest that it means to participate, to be a part of, to join in. And by joining in, participating, giving of one's precious time in the name of love, there are rich benefits. For example, one person's participation is strengthening the whole. Last week, Barbara Nunnally and the Sacred Dancers brought beauty to the service, and Bernadette Mayhall signing the songs was so inspiring. Another benefit of participating is the friendships that are formed. The garden team with Joanne Einsman and her fellow gardeners working joyfully, digging in the dirt, and the hospitality teams dancing back and forth in the kitchen, especially the new men's group. You can observe them dancing back there in the kitchen. The chaplains praying for all of us and uniting in fellowship. All of these teams are forming the ties that bind. And lastly, the benefit of giving and receiving, the fulfillment of service, of being useful, of being a part of the whole, joining together in unity. There is joy in love in action. And then this brochure highlights many of the ways one can participate. If you would like to strengthen the whole, form friendships, and benefit from being of service, please consider joining a Love in Action team. Thank you.
All right, it's time to sing together. Please stand. I love this song too. Here you go. to see you. Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you. I want to see you. To see you high and lifted up, shining in the light of your glory. Pour out your power and love as we sing, holy, holy, holy. Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you. I want to see you. Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you. I want to see you. To see you high and lifted up, shining in the light of your glory. Pour out your power and love as we sing, holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. I want to see you. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. I want to see you. One more time, here we go. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. I want to see you.
Time in our service for the transformational opportunities. I see everybody's been transformed by the time, right? We're all here earlier. Well, today we have a class starting at 11:45. What is unity? So anybody interested becoming a member of UBA, or you just want to revisit the basics, come and join us. They will meet in Fellowship Hall and join Reverend Patty in the new Rock Hall there.
The education room.
In the education room, okay. All right, there you go. During the month of July, the Women of Unity are collecting school supplies for crossover health care. Please check your e-news for a list of supplies that they're asking for there. On Friday, we hope that you'll join us for movie night, and Dan O'Neill is bringing us a great film, Evan Almighty. So that's going to be in person and also on Zoom if you want to just... It's not on Zoom? Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, in person only. Okay, in 2 weeks on Sunday, July 23rd, we hope you'll join us for a potluck brunch fun. Bring your favorite ready-to-serve dish and plan to enjoy food, fun, fellowship immediately following the service. And don't forget to mark your calendars for our next Unity and Community meeting. It's on Sunday, July 30th. And just a reminder, the church office is closed this week. If you have any office-related needs, please plan your visit for the following week. Our weekly activities continue, so check out the e-news to keep yourself updated. Now it's time for the daily word. And today's daily word is power. Great power lies within me, like a treasure chest full of gold and precious jewels buried in my own backyard. It is so close that I sometimes overlook it, leading me to search near and far, seeking strength and value outside myself. Yet, my power is in my potential, a gift for me to discover. I am endowed with wisdom, love, and creativity gemstones meant to be uncovered and shared with the world. I am rich in my capacity to use these gifts to reach goals and create my life with intentionality. As I think, speak, and behave in accordance with my divine abilities, I share my treasures. I bring into the light the hidden parts of myself. Knowing my power comes from expressing my best self. Today's scripture reading is from Ephesians 2:10. For we are what he has made us, created in Christ Jesus for good works, which God prepared beforehand to be our way of life. Today's affirmation, I'll say it once and ask you to repeat it with me twice. I look within and discover my power. Together. I look within and discover my power. I look within and discover my power. Thank you.
Thank you, Jim. I love you, Lord, for your mercy never fails me. All my days I've been held in your hands. From the moment that I wake up until I lay my head, I will sing of the goodness of God. All my life you have been faithful. All my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, I will sing of the goodness of God. I love your voice. You have led me through the fire in the darkest night. You are close like no other. I've known you as a father. I've known you as a friend, and I have lived in the goodness of God. And all my life you have been faithful. And all my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, I will sing of the goodness of God. Yeah. And all my life you have been faithful. Oh, yeah. And all my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, I will sing of the goodness of God. 'Cause your goodness is running after, it's running after me. With your goodness is running after, it's running after me. With my life laid down, I surrender now. I give you everything. Oh yeah, your goodness is running after, it's running after me. Yeah. 'Cause your goodness is running after, it's running after me. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. With my life laid down, I surrender now. I give you everything. Yeah. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. And all my life you have been faithful. And all my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, I will sing of the goodness of God. Ooh, I will sing of the goodness of God. Thank you very much. Thank you to all.
Let's see, let's get a sip of water here. We are indeed blessed with our music team. Okay, so I'm just checking since we're early. Is everyone awake? I've got one unconscious one right here. But she's maybe two, so I'm not going to take offense. Okay, so we're going to go over a few basics before we talk about love today. So I'm just going to name a few basic new thought thinking. So the universe is invested in each person's growth in becoming the best they can be. The goodness is chasing after us, right? That means we get endless opportunities to grow, to choose love, or to choose fear. And as we choose love, we get this expansive feeling, and when we choose fear, things seem to constrict and get smaller. So one way we can describe who we are is as an idea in the mind of God. The mind of God is love, so therefore we are each love in expression. God is expressing in, through, and as us. We are one with life itself, with divinity, with love. And this is unalterable. We are always love in expression at the core of our being. You can think of it like it's an undeletable file in a computer. Now, I don't know about you, but if somebody was watching me all day long, they would see lots of moments when that file wasn't really obvious. Because we open up many other files throughout the day. Like I open one called, "You Have to Fix It Now," and that looks like anxiety. Or one that's called, "Oh, this is impossible. What the heck is wrong with this person?" Our ego calls these files up, and if we have awakened to the knowing that we are love, we eventually find our way back to our true identity. But we have a million of these files, and when we start clicking on those files, we lose our clarity, our focus, our ability to see unlimited possibilities. We lose our very truth. So the challenge is, most of us have been taught from little on that we are a body and we are separate. And it certainly seems to make a lot of sense. My body ends here and yours is over there. It seems kind of obvious, but that's not the truth. We are unlimited, unbounded spiritual beings using the vehicle of the body. Marianne Williamson says, and I love this, our identity with God is base camp. When we are aligned with that identity, we are in the flow of love and truth. But then along comes life, and circumstances happen, like the death of a loved one. We're in an auto accident. Our child is dealing with serious, life-threatening illness or addictions. We often default back to the earliest teachings, and we start judging and blaming and feeling hopeless and wanting things to be different. We completely forget the truth of who we are is love. We get knocked off our center, and our only hope is to get back to base camp, to know each of us is the Christ. And fear will dissolve in the presence of love. Perfect love casts out fear, is a sentence in the scripture. Okay, so now it's time we're going to switch over to Florence Shin's take on love in her book. So we can ask ourselves, in what ways are we like the woman in this story and how we think and believe? So it's not every moment we have these challenges, but here we go. A woman came to me in deep distress. The man she loved had left her for other women and told her he never intended to marry her. She was torn with jealousy and resentment and said she hoped he would suffer as he had made her suffer, and added, "How could he leave me when I loved him so much?" And I replied, Florence, "You are not loving that man. You are hating him." And added, "You can never receive what you have never given." Wow, yeah, right. Give a perfect love, and you will receive a perfect love. Perfect yourself on this man. Give him a perfect, unselfish love, demanding nothing in return. Do not criticize or condemn, and bless him wherever he is. She replied, "No, I won't bless him unless I know exactly where he is." Well, I said, that is not real love. When you send out real love will return to you either from this man or his equivalent. For if this man is not the divine selection, you will not want him. As you are one with God, you are one with the love which belongs to you by divine right. Several months passed and matters remained the same, but she was working conscientiously with herself. And I said to her, when you are no longer disturbed by his cruelty, he will cease to be cruel, as you are attracting it through your own emotions. Then she told her of a brotherhood in India who never said good morning to each other. They always said, "I salute the divinity in you." They saluted the divinity in every person, in every wild animal in the jungle, and they were never harmed because they only saw God in every living thing. So she told this woman, salute the divinity in this man and say, "I see your divine self only. I see you as God sees you, perfect, made in his image and likeness." So this is a longer story because it's a lot of work. Start doing this kind of stuff. She found she was becoming more poised and gradually losing her resentment. He was a captain, and she always called him the Cap. So one day she said suddenly, "God bless the Cap wherever he is." And she replied, "Now that is real love." And when you have become a complete circle, you are no longer disturbed by the situation. You will have his love or attract his equivalent. Florence was moving at the time and didn't have a phone, so it was several weeks, and she'd been out of touch with the woman. Then one morning she received a letter that said, "We are married." So at the earliest opportunity, she paid her a call and said, "What happened?" And she said, "Oh, a miracle. One day I woke up and all suffering had ceased. I saw him that evening and he asked me to marry him. We were married in about a week and I have never seen a more devoted man." So there's an old saying, no man is your enemy, no man is your friend, every man is your teacher. So what an opportunity comes to all of us, not just this woman and these relationships we're in. The woman's lover was teaching her selfless love, which every one of us sooner or later gets to learn over and over with many opportunities. So this is very instructional, is it not? I imagine all of us have had relationships where we felt wounded and we seemed to go to anger and resentment, wanting that person to hurt. But what we don't realize is when we're wishing that, we're at the same time casting a spell on ourselves because what we are putting out is what's coming right back to us. So if we're wishing pain and misery on somebody, guess where that's, boomeranging. When our emotions are high and agitated, it seems just impossible to drop the anger and resentment. So we need to acknowledge them, and we can make a choice not to wallow in them and have a pity party that just draws more and more misery. So one of my friends taught me this: go out and do something physical. So you can throw some dishes and break them, enjoying that satisfying noise. Now, I kid you not, there's a business in Ann Arbor that's all they do. They have rooms where you can go break dishes, and they clean up after you. Go walk, cut the grass, plant something beautiful. Come to the gardens and weed, right? Get your energy moving and releasing what is so painful. And we can say a sentence like, I am willing to let these emotions move through me, because emotions are passing things. They're just like clouds in the sky. They come and they go. So we know, as within, so without. So mentally, we realize we got to do this mind work. We ask for help. We can say, I am willing to see this a different way. I'm willing to let the past go. Help me, give me the inner strength and wisdom to be a person of love starting right now. I know that love is the truth of my being. So in Unity, we call this prayer, affirming the truth about us, about life, about love. I don't think there's a better description of love than what is in 1 Corinthians 13. It's short and sweet and to the point. And I'm quoting, love is patient and kind. Love does not envy or boast. It is not arrogant or rude. It does not insist on its own way. It is not irritable or resentful. It does not rejoice at wrongdoing, but rejoices with the truth. Love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. And then the best line ever, love never ends. So these few sentences encompass a huge subject. But when I read these words, I always want to say this. I want to share that it does not mean, when you hear that endures all things, it does not mean that you are ever to stay in a relationship where there is domestic violence. There's such a pandemic of violence around in our world. We don't stay where either we or our children are being physically or emotionally harmed. It's a good idea to walk away and figure out what the lesson is from a safe distance. It's an act of self-love to get in a safe environment. So love is one of the 12 powers that Charles Fillmore listed as our energy centers. I believe love is the greatest force in the universe. It's the source of creativity. Everything comes from that. It brings harmony, peace, and unity to those who practice it. So what can love do? So I ran across this story. I was going through reels on Facebook, and my sister comes in and sits on the edge of my bed every night, and we have a little powwow before we go to bed. And sometimes we watch these things. And here was this story that just, I had heard it before, but it just brought tears to my eyes. So powerful. So it's a story about Thomas Edison and his mother. So one day as a small child, he was given a note by his teacher and told only to let his mother read it. So he came home from school and handed her the note, and her eyes welled up with tears. And he says, "Mom, what does it say?" And she said, "It says, your son is a genius. This school is too small for him and doesn't have good enough teachers to teach him. Please teach him yourself." So many years after Edison's mother had died, he became one of the greatest inventors of the century. And he was going through a chest or a closet, he found that folded letter from the old teacher. He opened it, and the true message inside that letter was, "Your son is mentally deficient. We cannot let him attend our school anymore. He is expelled." So what does love do? Love looks at the truth of who we are and articulates that. After he discovered this, he wrote in his diary, "Thomas Edison was a mentally deficient child whose mother turned him in to the genius of the century." Wow, right? Love is expansive. It takes what is before us and blesses it. Florence's friend finally said, "God bless the cap wherever he is." Took her a while to get there, but she was able to do it. Mrs. Edison told her son there was genius within him. And darned if he didn't invent things that still impact our lives. He had 1,093 U.S. patents in his name, as well as patents in the other countries. Well, I don't know about you, but I don't have one. Edison is regarded as the most prolific inventor in American history. So if we want to stand in love and be the love that we are, it takes staying awake. So I'm going to invite you to start your day not with your cell phone or TV or media, but turning within. However you enjoy praying or meditating, go to base camp before you go anywhere else. Set the tone for every interaction after your feet hit the floor. And if this is not a habit, start with 5 minutes and increase it as you desire. But time plugged into divine mind will make a difference. Elton John wrote about love in this song called Love Song in this way, and it's so beautiful. Love is the opening door. Love is what we came here for. No one could offer you more. Do you know what I mean? Have your eyes really seen? Love is the key we must turn. Truth is the flame we must burn. Freedom, the lesson we learn. You know what I mean. Have your eyes really seen? So this is what I see for every one of us. Love so profound, being connected to our truth so that it is felt by every person with whom we connect because we feel the holy presence within our very being. Beloveds, I behold the Christ in you.
And you are the love.
Thank you. Thank you. More music.
It's time for us to prepare for our meditation, so take these words into our time together. There is peace and harmony. I am free here and now. The past is gone. I'm moving on. I belong here and now. Holy light, thank you for my life. Holy light, thank you for my life. It shines so bright here and now, here and now. Love today, I'll create. My choice is made here and now. Holy light, thank you for my life. Holy light, thank you for my light. Holy light, thank you for my life. Holy light, thank you for my life. It shines so bright here and now. Breathe it in. Here and now, holy light. Here and now. Here and now.
So as we dim the lights, I invite you to take several deep breaths in all the way down to your toes. And release. Then consciously move into the heart, sensing divinity's presence. I invite you to take a little trip with me to a holy temple. It can be one you imagine or one that you love visiting. So imagine yourself standing outside the building, just taking in its beauty. Just let the butterflies come in your stomach because this is such an amazingly sacred place to you. And you go to the door and open it and step into this beautiful temple. What do you see? Dimly lit candles or sunshine flowing through huge windows or something else? Just create this on the movie screen of your mind. Let yourself feel the silence of this place. And what else is inside? Plants, a fountain, a stream. Is there incense burning? Take it in with all of your senses. Now find a spot to rest in the silence. And let's listen for the divine words of wisdom to each of us. And in your mind, you're going to open your eyes in the story and see a large golden sphere of light coming towards you. It has a wonderful energy and it encompasses your whole body. And as it does so, you feel like you are home. And the only thing you can feel is love's presence. You sense an invitation to love. Know love more deeply than you have ever experienced it before. And you say yes. And listen for love's voice, feeling both relaxed and tingly at the same time. So we become present to feeling love more deeply than we have ever felt it in our lives. Here we go. Gratitude arises for this experience where your heart opened and took in the truth of who you are so deeply. And in your mind, you're smiling as you make your way back outside, still sensing this bubble of love moving with you. You make a mental note of love's message to you and you tuck it in your heart. you feel light. You feel a sense of bliss, of oneness. And as you are ready, you come back to this place, energized, filled with love's power, open to being love in each moment. You feel so glad to be alive. We say, thank you, Spirit, for expressing through, in, and as me. And so it is. And as we get our ushers situated here, they will be coming forward to accept our tithes and our gifts. And if you have a physical one, hold it in your hands. And if you're doing an online thing or just simply being present, giving us the gift of yourself, we offer that. And we say our blessing, divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God, for the joy of giving and receiving.
Well, if you know the words to this one, we invite you to sing along. I think you might recognize it.
Because you wrote it.
That's right. And it is true, in the morning when I get out of bed, I claim a blessing. I learned that one a long time ago. There we go. 1, 2, 3. Bed, I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. Woo! Before I even lift my head, I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. This is how I start my day. Love and laughter, friends and wealth. In the morning when I get out of bed, I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. Woo! Before I even lift my head, I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. Undeterred, and the power of the spoken word. Take my life and redefine, break the shackles of my mind. In the morning when I get out of bed, I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. Before I even lift my head, I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. Oh, Lucy and Julie. To on me today. Yeah, yeah. I claim a blessing. Give it to me, yeah, yeah. I claim a blessing. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. I claim a blessing. Woo! Ooh, I claim a blessing. Thank you.
And the wonderful Claudia Carowin.
Yay!
You should check out her original material. I have to plug her.
Well, I'm going to give us a minute because this is the third Sunday in a row I've forgotten to get the tithes that we're supposed to bless. So I sent Jim to the office for him. So he's going to run back in here with them. We're going to bless them and our offerings. Here we go. You can do it. Thank you. That'd be great.
All right, as you know, we are a tithing church. So this month, our tithes are going out to some individuals: Aaron Householder, Unity Worldwide Ministries, Unity Worldwide Spiritual Institute, Unity Urban Ministerial School, Restoration Fellowship Christian Center, Richmond Hill, Silent Unity, Chesterfield County Food Bank, and Feed More, and Crossover Ministries. I noticed on the news the other day they had where there's a tremendous need for these food banks right now. They're running out of food. So if you want to give, give.
Thank you, Jim. So let us bless these gifts. We're so very grateful for these gifts. Remembering that the gift and the giver are one, we send these gifts forward to expand the love consciousness within this community in Richmond and around the world. So let us affirm 3 times, I am grateful. I am grateful, I am grateful, I am grateful. And so it is. Thank you all. And let's see, now we have chaplains within the community. Please stand. So these lovely souls bless us with their willingness to meet with you after the service and address any joys or concerns you would like to share. So please take them up on that. And we want to acknowledge all the people who have helped make today happen. And it's a big crew. We start with our greeters and with Marcy and Safari, and then we hit the kitchen and all the folks who are preparing for us there, our ushers, our sound and video live streaming team, and our musicians, and Jim being our person up here, so we give them our blessing. Friends, we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the Christ you are, and we see you doing amazing things. And it looks like, is there anybody out there? Call them in.
As the light, as the light, as the light, we are walking as the light of God. As the light, 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 as the light of God.
Good morning, Unity. How are we doing today? Good, good. So we had a fun class today. My friend Topher here was helping us lead musical numbers with some instruments that we have here. And Iris would like to go first and tell you about what we did today. And then Natalie is visiting from Canada. She will also have something to say.
I was singing too, but I changed my mind because I really wanted to draw a rainbow liquid and my mermaid picture from the library.
I expressed myself in music through drums.
We also played a fun game called Musical Director that Natalie taught us, where somebody would start a beat, and then the rest of the people would follow, and then the director has to come in, or the detective has to come in and guess who started the beat. So we played a good few rounds of that, and we found our rhythm today. And then that's all we have for today, and if your child is on the stage, please come and get them after the joy song.
And let's do our
Peace
blessing.
song, yes. And the
Teachers and children, we love you. We bless you. We appreciate you. And we behold the Christ you are. And we see you doing amazing things. Okay. Let's see. What am I supposed to be doing here? Okay, it's time for the prayer for protection in our closing song, so please join with me. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. If love continues.